Um, so my first initial experience of yoga was in college at my college rec center. With your tuition, you got free classes, cycling, yoga, and so I went to my first yoga class, and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, stretching, right? Like, I grew up playing soccer, and I ran, and I did 2 years of gymnastics when I was like 5 and 6, right? And we did butterflies, right? Baddhasana, and Johnny's figure fours. And so I was like, okay, cool. Like, I could use this when I did, like went on the treadmill and ran, and then maybe I need to stretch a bit. Um, or I remember they offered a candlelit yoga class, and I walk in and it's plastic candles. But, and so that was like my first 2 years, and then fast forward to my third year of college. One of my friends started getting into yoga, and I thought she was a freak for that. But she found a studio off campus, and she had asked me to join her one night, and so I did. And it was definitely more of a spiritual studio, definitely more spiritual than my college rec center, right? And so I don't remember the exact poses or the exact lesson, if there even was one behind it. But what I did remember was that my Shavasana was the most intense experience that I had felt in a yoga class. I felt like as if I was floating, like I was conscious, but I also was maybe a bit asleep, but fully there in my mind. And it was an amazing feeling. And in that moment, I was like, okay, this is yoga not taught by a 19-year-old sorority girl, right? I was like, but I get the yogis now. I get why they would want to do something like this and keep going. And then I was a poor college student, so I never returned. And then flash forward, I graduated during COVID in 2020. I went back home, and I was like, okay, I need to join a gym. I'm here with my parents for a year. My parents, they attended the UFC gym, the fighting gym, right? So I was like, okay, that's where I'm going. They taught yoga. And so I would go, and something to know about my parents' house and where I grew up, I have a lot of allergies. I'm allergic to dogs. My parents have 3. I'm allergic to cats. My parents have 3. Yes, grass, pollen, everything that you can think of. And so my experience at the UFC gym, although the yoga was actually, in my opinion, pretty good from what I knew of my knowledge of yoga, I remember being in downward facing dog and my nose just running. And I was like, that's it, I have allergies, I can't do yoga. But I would go and I was like, oh, it's so annoying. And it's funny looking back at that now, right? Because that was yoga working in one of its capacities. I just did not recognize it as that at the moment. I thought it was annoying. But over the last 10 weeks, when we were in the start of our class, or doing pranayama, and for those who don't know what pranayama is, it's a breathing technique where you close one nostril and you breathe in. How many of us had clogged one nostril, right? And then by the end of class, when we're in lotus, breathing again, or in shavasana, it's clear. So it's funny looking back at that experience now and being like, I was so annoyed at the yoga working, doing its thing. Something that I now do, I'm like, yeah, I need my sinuses are plugged. So those were my experiences up until when I moved to New York. I met my partner, and he brought me to yoga at 3 Jewels. And I went to my first class, and I found that again. I found that bliss that I felt in that shavasana for the first time. And this time, I wasn't going to let it go. I was like, yes, okay, I now can afford it. And I'm like, okay, what is this? Why does this yoga make me feel this way? And maybe not the one at UFC or the one at my rec center campus. Like, what is it? I have to know more. I'm investigated now. So I began my quest. I take the classes. I meet each teacher. I listen to their lessons. I learn from them. And this is what I learned. I learned that yoga it's kindness. It's cultivating joy. It's escaping from our reality, but completely also the opposite of that, right? It is confronting every single part of yourself and understanding that you can transform that into something perfect and beautiful and rewriting those stories and those negative stories that we think about ourselves. It's understanding that that 19-year-old sorority teacher was doing her job. She taught me yoga. She taught me what I had the capacity in that moment to learn of yoga. And I kept going, right? I went back to it. I never stopped. But it's what I needed to hear at that moment to continue my journey, right? It's also more than just what's on the mat. Of course, I just taught how the body movement does help something. It moves something inside of you to be able to release things and help your body. But it's also what you can remain in your mind in the meditation that you stick to throughout your yoga practice. And what's also off the mat. It's remembering your kindness. It's remembering others people's kindness, looking for that in every single possibility that there is. It's looking at the small details of kindness, and even like when we say bless you, I think last night someone sneezed, the whole room said bless you. That's yoga. So if we're able to bring ourselves back to that, teach people that that is yoga, and we're doing that in our everyday lives, it can save you. It can save me. So I found yoga through all of its phases, through all of its steps, so that I can teach you how to save yourselves, and then you can teach others to save each other.